Hey guys, thanks for checking out today's video. This should be the second video of the week. Hopefully I can get it edited this week so it can come out this week. So we're on our way to Ace Hardware. We gotta pick up some washers for the 1J because there's a trick that you do where you can gain, Adam LZ said he felt 30 horsepower difference from his butt dyno. So we're gonna go there, get some 6 little washers so we can add it onto the wastegate. And then we got a broken stud on our exhaust flange, I guess, so we got to get that out. And then we need to get some really small nuts for these bolts right here so we can mount our fire extinguisher. I have a bunch of bolts that came with my steering wheel, so I just have a bunch of these left over, so we're going to use a couple of these, and yeah, pretty easy. The first video of this week was me putting the welded diff in the car, so this video is going to be talking about what it's like driving with a welded diff, because it's definitely not the same as driving with an LSD or an open diff. It's definitely got some perks to it, I would say, but it's got a lot of downsides, and it's kind of up to you to decide if you want to do this to your daily. Me personally, I drift this car, or I plan to drift this car, and I have a meet coming up on October 31st, so I'm kind of just preparing the car for the drift meet. And since I'm trying to get everything done before the drift meet to make everything easier on myself while I'm doing the meet, this is why I put in the welded diff. Also need to upgrade a couple bushings because it was being really noisy back there. And I mean, that doesn't really help because it's even noisier in here now because of the poly bushings. But yeah, I'm gonna have my girlfriend record for me today, or at least a little bit, and hopefully this will help you decide if you would like to put a welded diff in your car. Or me personally, I think it's worth it, just because you can get, pretty much because it's ready to drift anytime, compared to my Torsen LSD, which is okay for doing donuts, but as soon as you try to transition or let off the gas pedal, it's just gonna switch to an open-ish diff, so it's gonna spin you out. So it's really unpredictable. With the Torsen LSD, I think it's a little bit better than a VLSD. I'm not too sure on that. I went from an open diff to an LSD to a welded diff, so I pretty much tried them all, besides like the 1.5 ways and all that. So this will be kind of an insight on what to expect and how it feels. I personally like how it feels. It does get a little annoying every once in a while, trying to back out in a tight corner because your car doesn't want to, it wants to go straight, but with your wheel turned, you're gonna get a lot of understeer. So
that's some good quality.
yeah, it's just been 4K.
Jesus. That's the elementary I went to. What year did you go there?
Never went there.
Oh, you never went?
No.
Dang, I would have thought you would, because you went everywhere.
That's the only school I never went to.
That's crazy. You can even see the smudges in your window.
It's very dirty.
It is. That it.
Give me a green light.
It's a yellow.
May not be a good thing.
I'm recording. Whoa.
So one of the bad things about having a welded diff is probably reversing out of a tight corner, because you'll hear my gearbox shake and the car doesn't want to move very well. But after that, I mean, it's probably bad to drive at a really sharp angle with the welded diff because it's really bad on your axles. but it's not that bad. I've had these tires for a couple months, but this is what it looks like after driving with a welded diff for probably about 2 or 3 weeks. You can kind of see they're already getting gummy from the constant dragging and burning. But besides all that, I mean, nothing else, no other wear. Put some polyurethane mounts, so those look good. It's kind of the same on this side, a little bit less on this side, but nonetheless they still are a little bit gummy. Again, most of these problems wouldn't happen if you weren't using a welded diff. Like if you're using a LSD, this problem wouldn't happen. I'm guessing y'all know that already, but because they can rotate still without locking up. The only reason I strayed away from this LSD is primarily for drifting, because this is a torsen LSD that comes in the IS300. There are good diffs for drifting, like a 2-way or 1.5 way, but this one is just not one of those. So I chose between a welded and a LSD, and I gotta say, so far it's alright. It's a little rough driving around town, but nothing too bad. It's nothing too different unless you're taking a sharp turn. And I'm guessing just because of my tire compound, I actually don't get very much squeaking. I do get the scraping, but no squeaking at all with my Michelin Pilot Sports. We'll see if there's any squeaking with these tires right here. These are just some, I don't even know what these are. Pirelli somethings. These are 215, so we'll see how these Pirellis last. These have like 90% tread. These are the tires I had right before I switched to my actual. These are the tires I had right before I switched to my new rims. So these literally have like 95% tread. Like these are brand new tires, but these are my drift tires. So go ahead and burn through these, and then see if I could put some cheaper tires on it after these Pirellis. Ooh, dirty finger! Don't stick your finger in the exhaust.